Hi, my name is Lindsay Hardy, and I grew up in St. George, Utah. I attended public school for all 12 years of my education, and I attended 5 different schools, all of which were in suburban areas. The high school I attended and graduated from is Desert Hills High School. The year 2017 was the year I graduated, and in that year there were 702 female students and 666 male students, making a total of 1,368. 191 of these students received free lunch and 57 received reduced lunch. 88 students had disabilities, and 24 of those 88 were in self-contained classroom. There were 14 students who were English language learners. This year, my school's ethnicity, there were 91% of students who were Caucasian, 4% Hispanic, 2% Pacific Islander, 1% American Indian, 1% Asian, 1% African American, and 1% had 2 or more races. I was a part of the dominant ethnicity at my school, as well as the dominant language. Most of the students who attended my school were the middle class, which I fell in as well. Students who weren't a part of the dominant majority may have felt excluded in the classroom instruction. What we were learning wasn't very diverse, and there really wasn't any representation for the students of other ethnicities. What's going to make those students feel excluded because the students who are Caucasian are getting represented. I had the privilege of being able to relate to most of the students in the faculty at the school. My culture was being represented in the school, and prior to this class, I didn't even realize that this was the case. I just thought that was normal in every school. But I definitely think that my school could have offered more representation for students of other cultures. I think what could have defined my social and cultural capital during my time in school is the ideals I've learned from my teachers and parents. In school, I was always taught to work hard, be responsible, and achieve an A, especially in high school. Everything that I did in high school was to prep me for college. We would even do practice ACT problems starting my sophomore year. This idea of going to college has been around for as long as I remember, and I think it's because we were conditioned that we must obtain a college degree to be successful in life. During my senior year, most of my peers were concerned about their college applications and making sure they were perfect because there was such a high pressure of getting into university. I think my social and cultural capital affected my schooling in a positive aspect. Working hard and receiving A's is a good thing, and I always strive for getting those A's because colleges and scholarships look for high academic success. I think if I didn't want to go to college, then it would have been difficult because everyone expects you to college, and if you don't, people would be disappointed in you. My ideology affected my social life at school. Most of the people I went to school with are members of the LDS Church, and because of this, they know each other really well because they attend the same ward, they go to girls' camp together, and they have young women's together every Tuesday night. When my friends would talk about these things, I would feel left out and like I couldn't relate to what they were saying. My school's ideology could hinder students who aren't in the middle or upper class. There is a big senior trip that the PTA plans for the seniors, but it costs around $400. Students who come from lower income families may not be able to afford to go on this trip, and they could feel left out because they can't attend with the rest of their graduating class. This course has really helped me realize how important having a culturally responsive classroom is. I grew up with classes that were dominantly Caucasian, but never really thought about what it would be like for students who aren't a part of the dominant race. I now know that my future classroom needs to be culturally responsive so all my students can feel comfortable, safe, and represented. To do this, I can make sure that the content being taught is more diverse. The students can have writing prompts about different cultures and read novels about students from other cultures. Word problems in math don't have to be about a typical structure of a house. It could be about famous buildings from other cultures, especially cultures that the students are a part of. I also want to make sure that my classroom is a safe place for everyone, make it known that it's a no judging zone. I want to teach the ideology that we all have our differences, but that doesn't make anyone lesser. I want my students to learn how to be accepting of everyone, and that what's on the inside is what is important. I want to make sure that I'm utilizing reality pedagogy and the 5 C's of reality pedagogy. I want to make sure that I'm first making sure that these 4 C's are covered before I worry about the content. Yes, the content is important, but it isn't the most important aspect of education. The students aren't going to be learning the content if they don't feel like they have a voice in the classroom, don't have any means to express themselves in a variety of ways, don't have a connection to where they are from, and if members from their community aren't being represented. I want to make sure these are getting addressed before I work on teaching the curriculum. I want to make sure there is no privilege in my classroom. To do this, I need to be aware of my own bias and make sure that I am not acting on these. I can make sure that on holidays like Christmas, I don't do a Christmas party because not all students will be celebrating Christmas. Instead, I could do a winter party and make it about